Let's take a look at what is happening in the markets, and we start off with the local bourse. Of course, another day of not enough economic and company news data that investors can cling onto. So we have seen the JSE mostly trading in flat territory today after also a relatively flat finish in yesterday's session, but sinking slightly in the red today. By 0.1%, we are seeing most of those losses coming from the financial 15 complex that's declined by 0.25%. The industrial 25 that's given up almost 0.1%, and the resources 10 complex that's edged lower by 0.07%. Let's take a look at what is happening with markets stateside, and on that front, it's been really smooth sailing for those markets, high flying over there, as we did have the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq reaching fresh record highs yesterday. So far, the S&P 500 has had 35 record closes this year, and the Nasdaq 25 record closes. So momentum really is going there on that front. Of course, quite a number of things that investors will be digesting this week, including the Fed Chair Jerome Powell's testimony in Congress that is happening today and tomorrow. Of course, we are also awaiting the CPI print, the consumer inflation print that is coming out on Thursday. And also company results are starting on Thursday and Friday there in the US for the second quarter. Quite a mixed picture on that front, with the S&P 500 extending the gains that we have seen by 0.07%. Tech-heavy Nasdaq carrying on with the positive momentum by 0.16% currently, but the Dow bucking that trend and slipping by more than 0.25%. Let's take a look at what is happening in the European markets, and on that front, seeming that negative sentiment has filtered through as markets really mull the implications, particularly of France's election outcome from Sunday, seeming that there's going to be quite a lot of political uncertainty going forward. So looking at the FTSE 100 declining by 0.2%, the CAC 40 carrying most of those losses, slumping almost 2%, and the DAX declining by almost 1.5%. Let's take a look at what is happening on the currency scene, and we start off with how the rand is doing against some of the major currencies. The rand still trading in a quite positive territory. Yesterday we did see it slightly below 18 rand 10 against the US dollar, now at 18 rand 15, against the pound at 23 rand 20, and against the euro at 19 rand 62. Let's check in on how the other currency pairs are doing, starting off with the euro dollar at 1.08, pound dollar at 1.21, and the yen just below 162 against the US dollar. They're playing out in your markets. More analysis on those moves right after the break.